Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. Yada yada and so on. I was gonna say something. Uh, uh. Oh, yeah. So if you guys want to open Tableplop, to the Fort Knucklebone, that's the map that we're using. And I want this to be. Oh, whatever. Um, and I added some tokens. So that's mainly what I was doing. I was telling you guys to hold on. So I'm going to hide these now, but I want you guys to be able to see them. So let me know when you open Tableplop and open Fort Knucklebone.
I've
I
had
am.
Fort Knucklebone open, so I've seen them.
Oh, good. So
Yeah, I'm in it.
so there's Chukka and Clonk, and there are these two Kinko over here, and then there's Mad Maggie and Mickey. And this is a pretty big map, so I'm kind of going to use it for reference, but for the most part, I'm just going to leave you guys tokens here. And I'll put Mickey over here, so you remember that he exists. And this is Barnabas the Flame Skull, and you guys were just talking to him, so I'll just kind of put him over here, not too far away. I noticed that his icon is really small, and I looked up flame skulls. They're tiny.
Well, I would imagine since they're
Yeah.
just the head bone part.
Yeah, I mean, I was imagining like a giant skull, but it's like, oh, yeah, it's literally a skull that was enchanted, so it's the size of a
I
skull.
figured if it wasn't a regular skull size, it would have been phrased something like giant enchanted or whatever.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
That's
hide.
what I think.
I'm gonna hide Mad Maggie because she's not there right now. I'll leave Mickey over here so you can kind of remember that he's there. Chuck and Clonk, I'll put them over here. So, yeah, I'm just kind of like they're not really there. I'm just kind of putting them near you guys so that you can see them. And Barnabas.
I didn't hear any of that. Did anybody else?
Nope.
Wait, what?
Nope,
You're
not
back.
You
really.
cut out.
You're back
Yeah,
now, but
Oh, it just cut
Yeah,
out. Okay. Oh,
yeah,
I
you
was
cut
just
out for
telling you.
seconds.
So I'm just kind of spacing the characters around so that you know that they're here, but the map's like really big and we're not like really using it, so it's just a grid and just to, just for something to look at. Yeah, unless you wanted to attack Chuck and Clonk, that'd be cool. Then we can just use their icons for that. Okay. When we last left our adventurers, you guys had finally arrived at Fort Knucklebone. You spoke. You found met the leader of the fort, who was Mad Maggie, a night hag, a typically evil creature, but she's willing to help you because she is very interested, obsessed, you might say, with the myth. Well, I mean the true myth, because in D&D all myths are true. Of the fallen angel Zariel, who became the archdevil, and all that goes along with her. So she found out, she learned later that Lulu was actually associated with Zariel, and she's hoping that she's going to learn something if she can explore Lulu's dreams, because, come to find out, her memory is currently missing. Maggie had briefly met Lulu in the past, but at the time she didn't know that she had anything to do with Zariel. She just thought she was some celestial angel that she used for a slave for a while. Her mind was already wiped whenever she met her. So Mad Maggie sent her assistant Mickey, the flesh golem, to go and start helping her gather stuff as she sets up the magical ritual to enter into Lulu's dreams. She said it's going to take a few hours. It's been a little while, but you guys, it's definitely, not going to be anytime soon. So in the meantime, while you wait for her to set up the machine, you guys explored the fort. You bought some stuff in the shop. You visited the garage and met Chukka and Clonk. And you met a warlord outside of the bar, and you talked to her for a little bit. Her name was Fionor. You did not go into the bar at this time. You ended up actually helping Chuck and Clonk repair their machine. You discovered that one of the gears was corrupted, and you cast Dispel I think you cast Dispel Magic, right? Is that how you guys
yeah.
fixed it? You cast Dispel Magic, and now Chukka and Clonk are super happy with you guys. and you came to the conclusion that you probably can raise faction here at the fort. So before you go back to Mad Maggie for the dream quest, that you probably are trying to gain faction to make her like you guys. You also helped Mickey. You figured out that he had a broken piece of bone devil stuck in his foot, and you pulled it out without harming him, and he thanked you as well as he could with intestines coming out of his mouth. And then the last thing you did was you found a floating skull with red glowing eyes surrounded by green flame. And you said, "Hey, what's up?" And he told you that the red caps like to throw shit at him. And right then, a gang of them ran up, threw a bunch of glass bottles at him, and then ran away. And he said that one of them threw a rock at him and knocked out one of his teeth. And the red cap picked up his tooth and scrambled away, and he wants to get it back. He's currently looking for it, but he doesn't want to tell Mad Maggie, and doesn't want her to know there's drama going on, get her all pissed off or whatever. But he's been whistling when he talks, and so he's kind of embarrassed, and so he wants to get his tooth back, but he's trying to keep it on the down low. He let you know that it's not a good idea to just straight out try to wage war against red caps, because one, there's like probably 50 of them here, 50 or 60, and two, because Mad Maggie doesn't like disorder. But if you get attacked and you need to defend yourself, that picking off a couple of red caps is probably won't upset Mad Maggie. Just try to keep it discreet. And then you guys began a plan to try to figure out how to get his tooth back. I don't think you ever asked his name, and I don't think you ever asked anything else about him, but you can if you want. I'm going to try to not just tell you random things about NPCs you meet unless you ask them, because that's kind of stupid. So, yeah, so that's what you're doing, and the only clue you have is Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
it was like pinging out. Yeah, just let me know when that happens. I can go and look at my connection, and I can either pause, wait until it gets better, or I can like reconnect my internet. So sorry about that. Anyway, so you want to get
Okay.
help. You want to help the Flame Skull get his tooth back to make him happy to gain basically building your faction with Mad Maggie. Um, you know that there's a red cap that took his tooth, and his name is Grubba. And for practical purposes, you can identify him easily. It's not like you need to go question 60 red caps and find out which one's Grubba. He can point him out or whatever. He can easily tell you. You can easily identify and track down Grubba. And now you guys can say what you do.
Debbie, you, Zoe.
Well, all right. So, um, I think we just about got the plan figured out. We were going to go over. I was going to play a magic trick, air quotes, and get the tooth from him.
Okay, so describe what happens. So you're standing in the field or in the middle of the fort. You're not far away from Barnabas, and he has an excited look on his face. And he pointed you toward an alley near a building, kind of out of the way. And you look over and you see a red cap just, I don't know, fucking around in the alley. And he's like, "That's," and he goes, "That's him over there, Grubber, the one who snatched my tooth and ran off with it. I don't know if he has it, or maybe he hid it from me. That's why I'm looking for it. I'm too frightened to. I can't confront him on my own, but I think maybe he hid it somewhere. But anyway, that's him. And please, don't tell him that I told you. I don't want him to come after me again." And now you
Okay.
can describe what your actions.
All right. So I am going to do a little quick thumb on my nose for a second, and then start walking over to Grubba.
Okay. You
And then
approach
I lean
Grubba.
back, throw my arms out, and I go, "Wubba lubba grub grub," and the entire internet, or the three people, whoever will listen to this, cringe all at the same time.
Fortunately, he is an insane fey creature, so he loves Rick and Morty. Of course, naturally.
And obviously, this universe has him.
So he turns around, hearing you, um, and he's doing something quirky that I didn't think of in advance. Like maybe he's flipping a coin, but it's made of poop. Yeah, sure, that's what he's doing.
Ew.
Something insane, not just evil, not just weird, but like insane. And he turns
He was
around.
flipping a what in the air?
It doesn't matter. Imagine any sort of a
Oh,
weird thing.
okay.
I said it was a coin made out of poop.
Okay, that's what I didn't hear. That's the part. I was like, I heard coin.
I had a couple of things that I kind of like came up with randomly, but I don't have like a sheet in front of me to roll. So he's doing something quirky. Um, and you approach him and you get his attention, and he turns around and with an insane look in his eye, he says, "Oh, hello, newcomer. Welcome to the fort. Care for a game of hacky sack?"
Hello. My name is Zoe. And yeah, new here, looking around.
Hi, Zoe.
How,
Where'd you come from?
well, Avernus, but that's not why I'm here.
Oh,
I was
Avernus.
looking
I'd
around, saw
love
you
to see that
tossing.
place one day. Oh, I wish I could visit that place. It sure is. Sure sounds cool. Yeah, cool.
Well, I saw you flipping that coin, then I was wondering, did you bite into it yet to check to make sure that it's real poop or whatever it was?
Oh, yes, I always taste my poop before I flip it into a coin.
Good. I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure. So, do you want to see a cool magic trick?
Yes. Are you going to make your head disappear?
I can make your head disappear. I mean, sorry, hold on.
Oh, yes. Oh, please show me. Show me this
Kidding, I'm
trick.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Oh,
No, I have.
joke. Yes,
I
magic trick.
have a magic trick. I have a new type of magic that no one else has ever seen before. I'm going
Oh,
to show you. It's osteokinesis.
oh.
That means that I can telekinetically manipulate bone.
Ah, so you're a boner.
Yes, I am. I like to make bone disappear.
Aw.
Do you have any extra bone on you right now, or teeth? Anything like that?
Ah, yes. Hold on. And he starts grabbing at one of the teeth in his mouth and like trying to claw at it with his fingers. And he goes, tooth won't come out.
Oh, well, do you have any spare laying around anywhere?
And he just shrugs at you. What do you mean spare? Spare? Spare tire?
Do you have any teeth that aren't in your face?
He looks around confused. Teeth that aren't
Just so
my
you
face.
guys
Oh,
know, if
this is a riddle. Yes, it's a riddle. I know. The answer is
well,
a
no,
walking clock.
oh, you keep your teeth in the walking clock?
Yes.
You want to go grab a tooth?
Oh,
This is really cool. You're
a
gonna love
tooth.
it.
Oh, I found a really amazing tooth. Yes, from a flaming skull I found it. It was just lying on the ground. Oh yes.
No way.
Oh yes, I snatched it up. Oh yes. Like funny it was.
So y'all know, if we're all ever in a plane crash or something together and we have to like barter with local natives or something weird like that or whatever, I am not going to be the person who speaks for us. Period. I will be coming back and be like, all right, well, the best I can do is death. You don't want to know what the alternative was. And they're not even cannibals. All right, so why don't you go ahead and go run and grab that tooth?
Okay, and now I'm going to roll a check. Okay, and he says, okay, and he doesn't attack you. And now give me a second to to resolve this.
Yeah, that's fine.
You succeeded the roll, by the way.
I'm really glad.
I think it's more fun if I tell you that I'm rolling a dice and then I say, okay, good result, he doesn't attack you. Instead of just not letting you know that there is a chance he could have attacked you just then.
I had thought actually it would be kind of funny to be like, hey, that's not right. The DM doesn't tell us what to do. We say what we're going to do, and then he lets us know what we can do. And I want to roll, and then you would be like, fine, whatever, roll. And then it would be a 1. So I'm not going to tempt fate.
I think that is suspicious that he rolled instead of you, because that means it's not necessarily your actions. It's just something
Yeah, it's not your action.
unrelated.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if there was an X% chance that it was going to get angry and attack you for no good reason because it's
Mhm.
insane, for instance.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
as an example. So so he runs off, and you're kind of in an alley. So when he runs off, he runs out of the alley and he turns the corner,
Okay.
and he's still gone. And 60 seconds pass and he hasn't come back yet.
Maybe I should have offered to help him. Club.
Another minute passes and he hasn't come back.
God,
Oh, that's easy.
Is there any spare cigarette butts laying around on the ground that I can, pick up and dust off?
Yes. Conveniently, there's one right at your feet.
I would like to pick that one cigarette butt up and smoke the last little bit of it.
Make a perception check. Not to find the cigarette butt, but after you pick it up. Flipping through my book. Flipping through my book.
Crap.
I guess also tell me your passive perception. If you roll lower than your passive perception, I'll give you that as like a minimum.
I'm having problems finding it on my sheet. Hold on.
No problem.
I mean, my passive is 9, but I'm not finding my active perception. I always can never find that one. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So my passive is 9, and I rolled a 12.
Okay. With a 12, you notice that there's some kind of like black shit, like weird sticky black shit on the cigarette. You're not like touching it, but you can see it, and you notice it before you put it in your mouth. Would you still like to light the butt?
No. I would like to kind of sigh and then toss the cigarette away.
Nah, fine. You flick the cigarette, and it hits a wall, and it sticks to the wall, and you notice it's like stuck there by the black unknown goo. Make a religion check to see if you know what the goo is.
I rolled a 10.
You don't know what it is, but it's probably really bad. Like possibly useful, but probably not something you want to go touching.
No. So I want to. Can I cast Minor Illusion and Prestidigitation at the same time, basically?
I don't think Minor Illusion is concentration.
So I can cast one and then the other. Okay, I want to cast Prestidigitation to make the air that I pull in through my mouth taste like cigarette smoke or cigar smoke. And then cast Minor Illusion to make it look like there's a cigarette hanging out of my mouth.
And you can also Minor Illusion like a bit of smoke, except the smoke doesn't move, but it'll like float there. It can move every 6 seconds, so it'd be like an animation on like an old crappy computer.
But considering that I'm using prestidigitation to make the air that I pull in feel and smell like smoke, I exhale that same stuff too. So it gives the effect. The overall vibe is close enough.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you're smoking.
Perfect. Awesome. I guess I wait a little longer.
Okay, 3 minutes, and he's still not returned. And you, as you're sitting there, just kind of waiting patiently, tapping your toes, looking at your watch, you hear like noise and kind of like giggling conversation, almost like around the like in the direction that he went.
All right, I guess I'm going to, cancel my cigarette, and then I'm going to go ahead and walk down the alley towards that direction to poke my head around it, just kind of, see what's going on.
Okay, so when you go around the corner, you do see the red cap you were talking to, and he seems to be playing some game with a couple other red caps, and you notice that in this area, there's just several red caps just kind of scattered around, like not like all together, but like there's a couple here, a couple there, a stray one over here, and some of them are doing more sensible things like kicking around what looks like a soccer ball. Some of them are standing next to a wall and just staring at the wall, like 2 inches from it. Um, but Grubba, you see him, and he's just kind of like laughing, joking around with a couple other red caps. And he just seems totally distracted in whatever waste of time he's doing. Imagine you're like a manager at a retail store and you walk away from your employees for like a few minutes and then you go back and look and they're all slacking off and lazy and they're playing on their phones and it's like, "Hey, you
Yep.
said you were going to go do this." And they're, "Oh, yeah, oh sorry, my phone."
Yep. Okay, cool. So I walk up to him and I go, hey, I was going to show him a really cool magic trick because I found a new type of magic called Osteokinesis. For it, I need him to go and, get a piece of bone or a tooth or something like that. He said something about a walking clock.
Are you saying this to Grubba or are you saying it to the other madcaps?
I am saying it to the other madcaps. I am aware Grova is there.
Okay. So one of the madcaps looks at you and grins and giggles and then like trots away. And the other ones, there's 3 there total, Grubba and then these 2 other ones. And then the other one is like staring at you and looks at you and he goes, what has 4 legs and ticks? A walking clock. And Grubba bursts out laughing like he's never heard that before and like rolls on the floor and he's like, oh, I gotta remember that one. That's a good joke. A walking clock. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Well, it's clear I am not making very good progress.
Make a perception check. Oh, wait. Nah. Since you're about to give up, go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
Okay, so you notice that the 14, you notice that the red cap that trotted away from you trots over to a couple of other red caps, and you see him pull something out of his pocket and hand it to the red cap. And then those red caps scatter away to where some other red caps are. And you see another red cap pull something out of his pocket and he's passing it to another red cap.
Can I see what either of these things being passed are?
It's really hard to see, and you notice that they're continuing to kind of like pass it, and it's really confusing because there's so many of them just kind of milling around, and sometimes there's a group of them, and sometimes they, go and recombine. So, you
I
can.
want to.
So what you can do is you can actually just stand off to the side, and you can quietly observe them for 10 minutes. And then you can make another perception check to see if you can actually figure out what's going on.
Oh, I was thinking about just walking up and pretending to be a part of the group and just wait until it gets past to me and then turn around and walk off.
No, because then that will fail. So so watch them for 10 minutes. Sorry, that's just the solution. If you confront individual red caps, you'll be here a long time because they're insane.
I wasn't going to keep confronting individual red caps. I was just going to go over and kind of pretend to be one, and then when the object gets past my direction, I take it, and then I just, don't pass it on, walk away.
Yeah, it would not get past your direction. they know
Okay.
they know how to play keep away with a valuable object. But you can observe them. So sometimes the solution is not necessarily confronting the creatures. Like here, they're not actively attacking you, although I'm kind of ratcheting the difficulty down some. But um
So
but you
that's so
don't
I
you
wait
can
a minute.
actually, instead of trying to like chase them or confront one since there's so many, then actually a better solution is to just observe them and pay attention and see if you can, you know, basically you're trying to catch what they're doing, right? So you just observe them
Okay.
a little
Hey, can you
while
guys
and make
hold
a
on
perception
just
check.
1 minute?
Sure.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem. So make an active perception check. As you are now actively, for 10 minutes, you stand there watching them, following the trades, watching them. One of them grabs the object, climbs up a house onto the roof, slides down the other side, passes it off to another one, and he goes and rolls through a tire, and then he passes it to another one. So for 10 minutes, you just see them playing this game, where they're passing this object. And so what you're trying to
I'm
do is identify the object and to figure out where it stops. And you can attempt to do that with a perception check as you stand there and observe them for 10 minutes straight.
okay. So I rolled a perception check when you said to roll one, and then you started saying that, and that was a 14.
Okay, great.
Also, I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't go with my first idea, which was to do like a cup and shells game. But the only reason that I didn't do that was because I'm like, I can't move my illusion, and I was going to use the illusion to trick him, but I figured it would get too difficult.
Well, just remember, like in this case, you're in hell, and these particular creatures, not everyone, like Mad Maggie's okay, even though her name is Mad. The red caps are actually insane. So any sort of plan that you get, if you're trying to be like logical or reasonable, it's probably not going to work. But so you could just
Yeah,
attack them, but there's a medium ground
I don't
between
want to.
convincing them and attacking them. And in this case, you can see with your perception check that they're passing a bloody pouch back and forth. And you're pretty much certain that that pouch contains Barnabas's tooth. And after a bunch of trading, it kind of settles onto one particular red cap. And you notice that he's not immediately surrounded by other ones. He's kind of a little more isolated, and you see a chance to approach him. You know that he has the tooth. He does not know that you have it.
Why is it bloody?
Because it was a tooth that was knocked out of his skull from a rock.
But he's a giant flaming skull. He doesn't have blood.
But the quest is written by multiple people who don't really think through every little bit.
I was thinking that this was all part of some elaborate trick because you're like, and it a bag with blood. Dot dot dot.
Well, you,
Okay,
you have to
so
remember, I know a lot more than I'm saying, and it's really hard for
okay,
me to keep secrets. So I just like,
sorry.
I probably did too much when I'm like, no, you don't have to give up. Just watch them for 10 minutes and make a perception check. And the other perception check I gave you was really just more to see if I was going to give you a clue. Because it's not always super clear the way that you should proceed. But yeah, I mean, it's not scientific. Yeah, so you've identified a red cap who has the tooth, and he's not immediately in a position to offload it. And he doesn't seem to have noticed you at all. He's not paying any attention.
Okay, I want to go ahead and walk up to him and tell him to give me the tooth.
Okay. So you walk up to him, and is that what you say when you approach him, is give me the tooth?
I want to say, hey, can I see what's in that bag?
He looks at you, and he has kind of like a surprised look on his face, and he goes, "Bag? Mm,
Yeah, right there in your
mm."
hand, the
And he
bloody one.
and he looks down, and it's visible that he's holding a bloody bag, and he goes, "This is lucky bag. Be gone!"
Mm.
And he starts to walk away from you.
Real quick, while this interaction's going on, the rest of the party is nearby watching, at least, right?
Whatever you say, but I'm assuming that you guys are like together. So when Zoe approaches
I
this
am not
particular
approaching
recap.
with Zoe. I made it clear at the
Yes,
beginning I am not up there with Zoe,
Okay,
he
in
was
case
very
there needs to be an escape, but I am nearby, like within 100 feet,
sure.
in order to jump in when combat inevitably starts. But I
Yeah,
just wanted to hammer that out.
that's what I was
Uh,
gonna say. He was very specific before this started that he hangs back.
Yeah,
This
but
is
still
yeah,
within range. I'm not like gone.
right.
I'm
He's
watching
not
the
he's not right
interaction.
there with me.
yeah, that's fine. Um, and you see him shove the bag in his pocket, and he walks away from you. Doesn't run, not doing anything weird, but he's walking away, and he put the bag in his pocket.
Um, I guess I want to go up and try to block him and more forcefully say, "Give me the bag."
Okay. So you do that, and you stand in front of him, and you impede his movement, and say, "Give me the bag." And he looks at you,
Yes.
and he frowns his eyebrows, and he pulls out his sickle, and he kind of like turns it on his opposite finger a little bit, and he goes, "You are questioning around where you shouldn't be, squishy bone bag." And he says, "Push it any farther and Mad Maggie will hear of this." And he stands there looking at you, and he does not attack you.
I want to say, "Don't give me the bag," and well, let's just say, "Dead men tell no tales," so Maggie won't know.
Okay, roll initiative. He attacks you.
Uh-oh.
It's just one red cap. How bad could this guy? I'm sorry. Bastion of Thunder. What?
Do I have to roll initiative if I'm not actually engaging with what's going on?
No.
Okay.
And two more red caps run up to his aid. So you have three red caps.
I rolled a 9. Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't trying. I'm just yeah.
No, that's totally an option.
There's
Since
a
you're
reason why I normally hang back and
Yeah,
let
then
other
you
people
shouldn't be
lead.
playing a charisma character.
so
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I didn't think that far ahead.
So none of you guys, because you're saying charisma, these are insane creatures. No one thought about maybe like trying to snatch it out of his pocket and just steal it from him. Like
Bro.
you got a ranger / rogue. That was an option. You guys are attacking him now, so I mean that's another way to do it.
It kind of makes you understand how I forgot that I was in college and didn't show up after spring break.
No, that's okay. I
My
mean, you
navigating
guys.
through this.
I don't want to just tell you guys like everything that you can like, don't want to just tell you do it this way. You can
No, no, I don't.
fighting them is totally an option, but yeah, just I mean like remember when you guys saw that imp and he had that soul coin and then when he was leaving, then Scree did like a sleight of hand check and snatched it out of his pocket.
Mm.
That's a totally legitimate mechanic. That you can try to pick someone's pocket. And
Well, I'm
if he had
not a
noticed
rogue.
no, I know. Well, that's why I mean it's a team. So if you try some stuff, and I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just I don't want to make you guys feel like okay we have no options. We just have to keep fighting. So I'm like oh well here's some stuff you could do. So imagine that you went out and did all that stuff that you did, and then you go back to your group and you're like okay they're playing keep away with this tooth and they do not want to give it up. So we could just attack them and take it. But do you guys maybe want to try to like pick their pocket or something or then the rogue is like, "Oh yeah, I can try to do that." If it caught you, then it might have still attacked you. In fact, every time that you asked them any question, I was making rolls to see if they attack. Because these guys are hostile, but they're also insane. So it's hard to reason with them necessarily. And yeah, in this case, that would be an option. There's no possible way that you could have convinced them to give you. Just letting you know, since it's too late, since we're already past that, just for like future.
Sorry, and I don't mean to make you have to tell us
I don't have
what
to
to
tell
do.
you. I don't have to say anything at all. But
So
if
so we've been playing for like years and months now, and the only way we learn and get better
yeah,
is when we screw up by going up to an insane creature and basically threatening it to give us an item and then starting a combat, is by listening to either the DM or another player giving you some different options that could have happened, and then remembering that for the next time, going, oh, I remember last time we had an encounter like this, we had other options, so maybe we shouldn't antagonize and start combat because there's other options. So that was totally on you. You had that interaction. We weren't all there. I wasn't going to jump in and try and save you, and
I
you
wasn't
chose
blaming
to.
anyone but myself.
you didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
and
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling you
didn't do
why he's
anything wrong.
explaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's explaining to you, here are some other options. So don't go, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry that you don't do that. You are learning. This is how you learn. If I just jumped in and said, hold on, you wouldn't have learned. This is the consequence of your action. Now you'll know. Next time you're in charge of a negotiation, maybe don't threaten the creatures that are insane and swarming in the middle of a devil fort.
Yeah, just so you know, if you demand it, and then if you try to take the tooth by force, oh Jesus,
Huh?
oh God, okay, I'm gonna proceed, but I read this wrong.
Uh-oh.
If every time you question them, I'm gonna proceed because I don't want to wipe you guys, and because I don't want to spend the next hour and a half on a battle. 1d4 additional red caps back up the red cap every time you ask them as any question. Just asking them one question. So every question you ask, there's a cumulative chance that you're going to get attacked by up
Now,
to.
to be fair, on that, if every time a question was asked, you said, and now 3 red caps swarm closer, that might have discouraged, but I don't think so.
I wasn't roll. I only made a couple rolls. I didn't make a ton. You succeeded all those rolls. That's not the problem at all. This is the part I misread. It says no red cap relinquishes the pouch willingly, though it can be magically charmed into doing so. That's another option. I don't know if you guys even have magical charm, but that's possible. And then it says the red cap attacks any character who tries to take it by force, and 12 other red caps join the fight on the next round. So I misread it, and I rolled a d4 and got 2, so I'm giving you 3 red caps. But that's technically just a consequence of you questioning him and and just getting unlucky. Technically, if you challenge them and say, I demand you give this to me, you would be fighting 13 red caps right now. So as you fight these 3, just keep that in mind. Okay, so red cap A is, so the red caps go first, and they have an action called Ironbound Pursuit. The red cap moves up to its speed to a creature it can see and kicks it with its iron boots. And then you make a dexterity save. So A is going to run up to Zoe right there, and kick you here. Well, let's put, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to put Raxlor over here.
That's fine.
This is probably, wait, where's Scree? I don't have Scree on here. Well, no, I know where Scree is. Scree's up here.
Yeah.
Scree is up here, so it's gonna put you like, there. Also, I'm using snap to view here because there's not actually like a grid, so in the map, so it's looks okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So if you guys decide to join the battle, then we can just say, one turn of dashing will probably get you there.
I turn to Scree as the red caps start swarming and pulling out their sickles and going into attack, and I turn to Scree and I say, he had fly ready, so let's give him that. Let's give him the chance to escape. I've got gentle repose, and if the worst case happens. So I've only got 1 diamond, so just keep yourself. If you decide to intervene, I'm not. If you decide to intervene, just don't get yourself killed because I've only got the 1 diamond. So.
All right. I'm gonna stay back for now then. But if things get too hasty, then
yeah, that's
I'll
totally
walk
fine.
in.
That's totally fine. You're more than welcome to engage. Like I said, only 1 diamond, and the backup plan was fly away. So I'm confident that she can get out of there, but, if not, general repose, and I'll revivify her tomorrow.
So I think what he's saying to keep in mind is that Zoe has the ability to cast fly and escape in an emergency. So if you decide to engage the red caps, make sure that you know what your emergency escape is going to be. Because if you run, you're probably going to run into more red caps. Probably the remainder of 12. Okay, Zach, for Zoe, make a dexterity saving throw.
22.
Awesome. It does not say half damage on fail. Nothing happens on fail. So it tries to Ty Cobb baseball style, like, slide into you with its iron boots, and it misses. And then the second one tries to make another dexterity saving throw.
21.
Very nice. What the hell is your 21? Okay, well, nice rolls. And number 3, make another roll.
8.
Ah, that's a fail. So you are knocked.
Yeah, you sound real disappointed.
Well, remember the DM likes creativity and interesting things, and whenever bad things happen to the players, they get creative and do interesting things. So, you are now prone. Yeah, imagine if the computer, like, you're playing a game, and then the computer is like, "All right, you just took critical damage." Where's prone? Sorry, there it is. Prone. It's not showing up. Whatever, I'll just remember for now. Okay, and it's your turn.
Well, crap, because it's a
And you're prone. Oh, I'm sorry, you took damage. I didn't roll that. I'm jumping ahead too much. Okay, so the damage is 3d10 plus 4. 1, 2, 3. 21 damage.
So basically, my screw up that I had no idea was becoming a screw up. If you had all 13 of them there, there's absolutely no chance I would have survived.
Yeah, your entire group would be wiped out. Challenging an insane evil creature in its home base when it has an army to back it up, directly challenging them is definitely a risk. But I'm mitigating for now. I'm trying to be, like, forgiving on you guys, because the mission's like, I mean, it's like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, this is like later on, if you're in the Forge of the Archdevil Bell surrounded by fire giants, probably don't threaten him.
But it was just a little gnome, and it was away from the rest of the group.
Have you fought the Red Caps yet in Baldur's Gate 3?
No, I haven't gone that far.
Go chase after the old lady that you figure out is a hag, and go visit her, and there's all these nice sheep walking around, and it's this, like, pristine farm-like area. And then
Is this part of the? I mean, this is newer content since when I played last couple of months ago.
This is the swamp. So when you go to the
I never finished the swamp. That's right.
It's really fun if you're a druid with talk to animals and you try talking to the sheep.
Yeah.
And it just says "bah." You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, it says "bah." It doesn't go meh. It says "bah." And so if you dispel the illusion, all of the sheep turn into red caps and attack you. And in fact, they attack you anyway whenever they find, like, a chance to trap you. So you're just walking around and you're like, "Oh, look at these nice little sheep," and they're red caps. And then you're like, "Well, these are just little gnome guys. They can't be that bad." Then the first one charges up and stomps you with his boots and knocks you down, and you take half your health bar, and you're like, "Oh, fuck." And then it's time to reload the save. But you're high level, and this is not Baldur's Gate 3. You're level 8, and these guys are challenge level 3. So yeah, not pushovers, but can be a little tricky. So it is your turn. You're currently prone. You can use half your movement speed to stand. Just to remind you.
I thought it was full movement speed.
Nope, half movement speed to stand up.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it took your move action to stand up.
there's
You
not a
couldn't
move.
stand up and run.
There
on
is
the
not a
side.
move action. You just have a pool of movement speed that you can use in any order as however you want during your turn.
Okay.
So if you stand up, your movement speed I believe is 30 for a half elf. So you'll use half of that. So then you have 15 speed remaining. Of course, they are all engaged with you. So if you tried to move past them, you would take opportunity attacks.
Well, I was thinking about jumping up and casting fly and then flying straight up.
You could if you cast fly, that uses your action. Then you have your remaining movement. You already used half of your movement speed, which is 15 feet of walking, and you would gain 60 feet of flying. And if I remember correctly, the way that that works is essentially you could fly out to 50 feet. I mean, 60 feet. Because even the, oh God, this gets tricky. You can either move
So
60 feet or 60 minus 15. I'm not positive.
yeah, 60 minus 15 because you have spent. It doesn't. It's not like a pool. You don't consume it. Yeah, you don't consume it. It's additive. So on your turn, if you spend half of your move
That's
speed,
right.
you spend 15 to stand up. Then when you get fly, now you have a fly speed of 60, but you already spent 15 speed. So you can now spend 45 speed to fly. However, if you cast fly first and then stand up from prone, that costs you 30 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, no,
you want to fly
I was-
before you stand,
Yeah, I was going to stand up first.
or fly after you stand. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach,
so yeah.
what is Zoe's current hit points after the 21 damage?
Oh, after the 21 damage is 48.
48 hit points. Okay. Okay, cool. And yeah, it's your turn. So you are now standing, and you have 15 movement speed remaining, and you still have your action if you want to cast fly or whatever.
Yeah, I cast fly.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Real quick, just because I would like to try and save him without actually my character intervening. What was that new ability you got that when you get hit you can teleport?
Let me look.
Oh yeah, it's like
I would recommend.
Misty
I would recommend.
Escape?
Yeah.
Yeah, Misty Escape. Can you read that?
Yes, it says Misty Escape.
Yeah, can you read the description of the effect?
Not where I'm reading the word Misty Escape from. Hold on.
Could you find the reference for the ability that you have and read out how it works?
You guys are a high level, so it can make encounters like this easier. But other than your hit points and your spell slots, your abilities are a big part of that level. So leveraging your abilities can definitely make encounters easier. But you have to know what they do. You have to know the mechanics. So I think that's why Jake's telling you to look it up, because like I could read it because I pulled it up as soon as you said Misty Escape.
I was in the process of pulling it up. It just took it a minute.
Oh, good.
I was just he said, "Can you read what it says there?" I'm like, "Where it says there is Misty Escape." That's just all it has. Well, why don't you look it up? Oh my god, guys, I am. I'm mentally retarded, so
Yeah, I think
Anyways,
we all are.
starting at this, yeah, just mostly me. Starting at the 6th level, you vanish in a puff of mist in response to harm. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to turn invisible and teleport up to 60 feet
Oh shit.
to an unoccupied space you can see.
So when you take that last hit from the third one that knocked you down, if you'll notice, you happen question to DM. Where we are on the map, is that accurate? Is this really the gate to the entrance of the place?
Sure.
So regardless, my original thought was, if you cast fly on yourself and try to fly away right now, you'll get attacked by three opportunity attacks and possibly knocked unconscious and die.
Yeah.
if you Misty Escape on the last attack, you can at least teleport 60 feet away. And then on your turn, you can cast Fly and just zip away safely. However, you might be able to save yourself the Fly, because if you can just teleport to the other side of the gate, then they can't even see you. And what are they going to do? Open the gate and try and chase you? By then, you'll be gone.
You have to be
You
able
know.
to see the space.
You do.
Unoccupied space you can see.
You do, but the gate is not necessarily closed. But there's also alleys and things like if like 60 feet is you're also invisible. You're also invisible.
Invisible.
And that's before
That's
your
right.
turn. That's all your reactions. So on your turn, for example, you could just
It's
use
until
your
the start of your next turn.
Yeah, but I already started my turn. We already ended that round.
The effect, we would be retconning you using this ability because you didn't know you had the ability. We'd be retconning you using the ability after you take damage, which would not be on your turn. And then when it comes to your turn, you would turn invisible. So you could just run away and try and lose them because they won't see where you went and you'll just appear. But they'll probably end up seeing you. So you could lead them on a chase, or you could cast Fly and just fly away, like fly over the wall. But yeah, this is up to you. You had the backup plan of the Fly when you went to engage them. I trusted you when you said, oh, it's okay, I have this blah blah escape or whatever. So I'm just trying to help you not die immediately because I'd like to save my diamond. But
oh well, I always assumed you wouldn't resurrect me. See, what you're doing is holding me
accountable for your actions.
Accountable for the things that I say, which are in jest. And yes, I see what you're doing.
Probably the easiest way to proceed, and you could come up with whatever you want, and I'm only recapping what Jake said, is the 100% way that to save yourself is when you got hit, you used your you use Misty Escape to teleport 60 feet away with your reaction. Then at the beginning of your turn, you cast Fly, and now you gain 60 feet of fly. You can fly straight up into the air, and then they can't get you. And then on your next turn, you just fly away from the fort and then sneak back later. Or, something like that. You have to, Raxlor is waiting, Scree is waiting. They're not like coming in to engage. You could shout at them, but probably not a great idea since the fight's already started. But I mean, what I'm just saying is you proceed how you would like to do. That's Jake just suggested one ability at your disposal. You have a whole character sheet full of spells and abilities and whatever. You have Fey presence. You are bestowed the ability to project the beguiling and fearsome presence of the Fey. As an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating in you to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they're charmed or frightened until the end of your next turn. As I read earlier, these red caps could actually be charmed to give you the tooth. They have to fail the wisdom saving throw, but you could activate Fey Presence and attempt to charm all three of them. Now, unfortunately, there's three. If there had just been the one, you could have tried that before you attacked him. And if he had been charmed, then you could have said, "Can you hand me that tooth?" And he would give it to you because that's what the charm function does. So that was just example. I just read a random ability that's on my screen. So your character sheet is full of spells and abilities and things that you chose. And that's kind of that's like what when me and Jake aren't playing D&D, we're actually like just rereading our spells because we don't remember all of them. But when you read the same thing over and over again, you start to remember it. But then if you don't remember it, then you can put the text like there with it or like write down some notes. So then what happens is when it's your turn, you can like look at your sheet and go, okay, what are all the things I have at my disposal? How can I engage this? And I'm not saying that you did anything wrong, but we're all used to playing at very low levels when we have a low number of options. And at that point, usually you just run up, attack. But you can charm, you can escape, you can fly, you can invis, you have an entire repertoire of options. And so you don't have to do what Jake said. You could do what I said, or you could do a totally different third thing that you come up with on your own. But the inspiration really comes from reading your abilities. So it would really, I think you would feel like you had more options if when you weren't actively engaged, when it's not like your turn in battle, or for example, that you're looking at your abilities, and it's like, how could this ability, because that's what I do with Biggie. I literally look at my spells, and then I come up with ridiculous things, and then I suggest it, and then you guys might be like, yeah, I don't think we should do that, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, and move forward, right? So it's not that you do every idea, but it's like you look at your abilities, look at your spells, think, could this spell help me? Could that spell help me? You kind of did that with Minor Illusion, but that's a level 1 spell, and you have a lot of options at your disposal, and these are not level 1 creatures. This is a challenge for your level. And sorry for, the discourse. I'm not meaning to like lecture on the proper way of playing D&D. You're playing fine. But if you're feeling a little lost, I'm offering this to you as guidance, that if you read over your abilities and think about how that effect could actually work. But right now, if you're just unsure what to do, a default thing to do would be Misty Escape away and fly up into the air. That's one option. You also have Dimensional Door, which allows you to teleport 500 feet, and that's pretty far. So
Oh yeah.
but I'm not reading your character sheet. I'm just doing it from memory because I remember most of you guys' stuff, but I don't want to tell you what to do. I want you to think, oh, what would be cool for my character to do, and then do that. But yeah, starting by looking at your spells would be good. Jake knows that you have fly, but he doesn't have all your spells memorized.
But the fly thing, that was his idea. He said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
in
yeah.
escape, I can use fly."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was
dimension door,
which,
you don't even have to see the teleport. You can just visualize it as long as it's within 500 feet.
which means you could teleport into Mad Maggie's hut.
Okay. I'm gonna do the Misty Escape, and I'm gonna try to pop. I assume they're pretty much looking at me, all three in front of me. So if I pop behind them 60 feet, and then I can fly through the air.
Sure. So let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 60 feet's pretty far. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's great. I'll just use the ruler.
That's what it's for.
Okay. Okay. Now your distance away from the red caps is properly represented. So the red cap slides into you with his boots, just like Ty Cobb, and kaslam, and it knocks you down. But right as the boots hit you and you take the damage, 21 damage, you teleport using your Misty Escape from your Archfey Warlock patron, and you teleport 60 feet behind them, turning invisible as you do so. Now your turn begins, and your invisibility wears off. They are looking around like, where'd he go? Or where'd you go? Where'd you go? And they do turn around and see you because you're visible now. But you are 60 feet away from them, and it is your turn.
Yeah. I go ahead. I want to cast fly, and I want to fly up in the air, and I don't know, fly over the gate and kind of duck down. No, I want to fly like off to the side where that the catapult is.
Okay. So so you expend a spell slot. Is it what level is it? Level
Warlocks
3.
have all the same spell slot
That's
levels.
right. That's right. Well, sorry, I'm updating my sheet.
Level.
Well, he has level 1s too, but
No,
okay.
third
So
level.
you now
Right.
have. I'm trying to ask instead of tell. Instead of saying, okay, you expended a level 2 spell slot or a level 3 spell slot. Now you have one. Wait, is it level 3? So this is why I need to ask. You're managing your characters, so I'm literally asking. So what's the spells? So you said I do that. So can you? So you expend a slot or just tell me what you do.
It's a third level spell slot.
Didn't you level up to 7 Warlock and now it's level 4?
Well, I thought I did.
Okay, well, just let me know what you're expending. Are you crossing off the spell slot on your sheet?
Yeah, I just checked it a minute ago.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you expend a 4th level spell slot and cast Fly on yourself, and after standing up from being prone, you have 45 feet of fly movement left. And
Yeah.
I moved you into the fort because it's really just kind of a representation because you said 60 feet behind them and this is just how they were
Yeah.
facing. But if you were thinking of it the
I
other way, that's totally fine. You can only move up to
I
45 feet, so just you can describe however you're doing that.
Yeah, I forget how far like 60 feet is on these maps. So yeah, so I wanted to fly probably about, or wanted to Misty Escape to about there, and then
Oh,
I
is it?
want
It's
to.
only. Oh, you don't want to do the full 60 feet?
No, I didn't want to do this full 60 feet. I forgot how far 60 feet really was on these maps.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
wanted
yeah,
to go
yeah,
about
yeah.
here.
You don't have to do 60. 60 is just the max. So okay. So
If I did 60, I wasn't going to be able to fly over to the group.
Misty Escape does not deduct from your movement speed, but standing up from being prone does. So you teleported,
Right,
and
but
then
if I had moved a full 60, I would not be able to fly all the way back to my group in one turn.
oh, okay, yeah, because of where I have them. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
That's why I wanted to go about that far, so I was still within range.
Yeah, that's fine. I
So
probably
yeah,
should have put them farther away, but I think it's fine for what we're representing. So okay, sorry
yeah,
about
no.
that. I just want to
So
make
then
sure
yeah,
I'm understanding what you're saying.
I stand up, I cast fly, and I'm going to fly. Fly over the group. That's right at about 45, I think.
I would like to roll initiative as he tries and flies towards us.
Okay, roll initiative.
A lot. I rolled a 20. That is 19.
Okay, I think you should be in the next round, which still means you would go next.
Yeah.
Does Shora roll initiative too? And also, what about Scree?
Sure, I will. Do you want me to roll it?
I will.
You can roll for Shora, sure.
I don't know her modifier, but I rolled a 10.
I have a Word doc. Where is my Microsoft Word? So it removes my shortcut to Word, but it adds my Xbox every single time. I can remove the Xbox icon; it just pops right back every single time. Okay. Plus 3. What'd you roll?
10, so she's 13.
13. Okay, and are you on there? Scree is on there. Here I'll add you, or I'll
Oh
add
yeah, Raxor.
Raxlor.
I rolled dice.
Yeah, that's fine. What was your total?
19.
19. Okay. And 1, 2. Yeah, that's everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And initiative rolls around to second round, and Raxlor, you're up first.
I say to all of my group except for Zoe, I say, "Oh, watch out, fellas! There's a scuffle going on. Let's get out of here." And I dash in his direction. Fly away from us. We're not fighting the red caps that you just aggroed. Bye. I end my turn.
Okay, Scree, it's your turn.
Squawk, squawkity, squawk, squawk. I'm dashing over away. Hold on. Ruler. How do I do the ruler? Oh, never mind.
I don't even know how you did that.
Me neither. Okay. Yeah. Bam. I'm over there. I ain't dealing with this. All right, I end my turn.
Okay. Shora doesn't really have anything but attacks. So she is just also going to dash away. And she's going to dash over here with you guys. And now it's the red cap. Red cap.
Zoe's in the air, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, how high in the air? Because he moved over to get to you guys. So, Zach, how many feet did you move to your team, to your party? I guess I'll just ask you. So you had 45 feet of total movement, but
That's
you could decide how far you moved with your Misty Step. So basically, you can do what you did. I just need to know how high in the air you are, and it needs to be low enough that you could have used Misty Step and then flew to your friends, which, it can be pretty high. It can be out of their reach.
I was only going to fly up like 10 or 15 feet so that I didn't lose too much of my movement on the fly up. And also, when I fell at the end, probably wouldn't break anything.
Okay, cool. So you are how high? 10 or 15?
I guess if I had to pick, I probably would have done 15.
Okay, so you are 50. I'm just trying to keep track of it. 15 feet. Yeah, I wish they had like 3D map. Okay, so you are 15 feet in the air. Okay, so it is now the red cap's turn. Oh my god, my phone is just going nuts with these stupid alerts. Okay, so
Yeah, I got it too.
I gotta hit cancel and it just keeps freaking going, man. Okay. Their movement speed is 25. And hold on, let me see what else. Yeah, they don't have. I don't think they can reach you. Oh man, that's nice. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, or 25, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Mickey's not here. He's like over there somewhere. So the 3 red caps charge towards you. Put Lulu and Happy over here too. They charge towards you. They use their dash action. And so they're pretty much right below you. And they're just like cussing and swinging at you and babbling. So it's not just that they're angry, they're insane. In fact, one of them is laughing and smiling. So it's not just like, we're going to kill you because we hate you. We're angry now. It's just like, you want to play the death fight game. And that's all 3 of their turns. And now it's Zoe's turn.
Okay.
And you are hovering 15 feet in the air with concentrating on fly.
But then it wears off.
10 minutes.
What the hell did I copy down?
I have no idea.
Hold on, be right back real quick.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't copy the whole thing down, which caused me to, misinterpret it. Yeah, it was just telling. I read it as total amount of movement, not return. Okay, so I'm gonna fly my 60 more towards the group, I guess.
As Zoe approaches us, I say, "You need help getting this pigeon out of the air, fellas? I got some javelins I could stick in her eyes."
You know that Jake told you explicitly that he's not going to fight the red caps, right? So if you're running towards them, they're running away from you. I just want to make sure you caught that.
I was just trying to run away, just safety in numbers sort of thing.
Okay, how much are you okay to play tonight? Because it sounds like you're not really focused a whole lot on what's going on. It sounds like you're just kind of going through the motions.
No, I'm actually focused on it.
Okay, so let me recap everything that's happened up to this point. Before we engaged with the red caps, the plan was you go in and try to talk to them as the charisma character, as the face of the party. Not you go in and start a fight with the red caps. And in the contingency of something bad happens and you start a fight with them, we're not there. They're not going to attack us. It's just you that they're focused on. If something bad happens, which was completely avoidable, but in this situation, something happened and they decided to attack you, you fly away and escape, not bring them over to us so we can fight them. Raxlor is not fighting in this combat. I will kill you before I fight these red caps. I am not dealing with this. So if you're flying towards us for safety in numbers, I have no idea what you're trying to do because that's not our plan. And if you're not going to follow the plan, Raxlor is going to attack you.
And to be clear,
that's his safety.
And he's the reason he's saying he would kill you is because then he could play it off like, oh wow, that was crazy, and then when the enemies leave, then he spends his only diamond to resurrect you. So he's not saying,
Yeah.
oh, if you don't do this plan, I'm going to kill you. He's literally saying, hey, I thought we had a plan. You're changing the plan in the middle. So if you want him to do something different, you should communicate that. Because what he remembered you saying is, I'm going to go try to talk them into getting me the tooth, and if they don't, then and they attack me, I'm going to fly away to safety. That's what you said to Jake. Or to Raxlor. That's what Zoe said to Raxlor. So Raxlor is continuing the plan. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like give too much info and confuse things.
No, I know. I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to fly to the group.
Well, you could. Oh, well, maybe that was a misunderstanding because when you said if they attack me, I'll use fly, or maybe Raxlor was thinking you were going to fly away. If you fly over the walls, then you're gone and you're totally safe. And then you could easily come back into the fort later and just kind of be careful, and you're probably fine. You know, like in EverQuest, like you could just zone. You could zone them out. Like imagine that you're in the docks and you aggro specters. Instead of running back to your party and ruining your faction hit, you can just book it to the zone and then come back, and then everything's fine. And then you can, try again, plan B or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll fly towards the gate.
Okay. I can proceed with the turns, but if your intention is to fly over the gate to the other side, the red caps are going to stop chasing you. They're going to chase you as far as they can, and once you get outside of the fort and they no longer see you, then they just totally lose interest and they just start milling about randomly. And that is what Raxlor and Scree, you guys see, is they just like in a video game, he out aggroed them and now they're just wandering around. And one of these three has that bloody pouch last that Zoe saw, and if you want to make it be that way, he can have told you who it is before he left. However you guys want to resolve it. And if no one's going to attack, then initiative order is over. But I'm not going to hit end just in case it resumes suddenly.
On Raxlor's turn, I continue walking away from them, but keep them in view so I can see them wandering away when that happens.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end initiative order. And then our initiative tracking. And so there's the three of them there. And they're still hanging out. They're just hanging out, chilling with each other, doing whatever.
So until Zoe returns, which assuming she will come back at some point, I turn, which we can split the party, go back and forth between the two interactions. I turn to Scree and Shora and I say, "Whew, that was a close one. It doesn't look like those guys are too right in the head, and they might not really do well to negotiations. I would totally go up there and be like, hey, that try and play it off like there was something going on, like, oh, did that guy just try to get something from you? Maybe you should give it to me for safekeeping, but it doesn't sound like that's going to work. So I think we need to come up with a different plan. And if one of you two wants to try and sneak the tooth away, we could wait until Zoe comes back and see what her observations were and get some more intel and recoup. What do you guys think? I don't think that it looks like there's more red caps all around the fort, and I think we got lucky that most of them weren't paying attention to what's going on. So I don't think a direct fight would be the best idea. But again, this is not my. This wasn't in my cleric training manual. My stuff is more, different stuff, like the 3 solutions that I have found so far in this fort. This is more of a stealthy type of thing. Scree or Shora, do either of you think that you might be able to sneak that pouch away without being caught?
Yes.
Shora is looking at Scree. Shora does not volunteer immediately. I mean, she's brave, but she looks at Scree before and when Scree says yes, then Shora nods her head like, yes, that's who should do it, Scree.
Scree says yes instantly, like yep, totally agreeing to it. And I turn to Shora and I go, well, looks like Scree volunteered you. Scree agrees with me. I think you're the best one for the job. And I start detailing all, okay, here's what you do, blah, blah, blah.
Shora says, Oh, I think Scree was saying that he has a plan.
I furrow my brow and I turn to Scree and I say, "Oh,
Eh?
is that what you were saying?"
I mean, I have a few ideas, but I never really said I had a plan to begin with.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I mean, Shora has done such a great job so far, but I mean, if you think you could be better for the job, Scree, you can, but I do have a couple of magical abilities I could grant you
Meh.
if you want to try and huh? Oh, I
Oh,
could grant
sorry,
you
I
if you
forgot
want
I
to
wasn't
try and
muted.
if you want to try and go negotiate or steal from them. I've got that enhance ability spell, which I'm pretty sure could give you a better stealth.
Yeah,
Maybe what have we got?
I'm gonna need all the buffs you got, man.
Let's see.
And maybe one of us could like go up and distract the red caps.
Oh
Like
yeah. We
maybe
have to be.
you.
I could do that. We got to be careful about interacting with them too directly because it seems like there's a little twitch in their eye that they start to. Anytime they interact with another person, they start to get upset with them, no matter what's
Yeah.
being said. But maybe if I go and make a spectacle of myself, that'd distract them,
Yeah,
even
do
if I'm not
something
directing.
funny. Do
Yeah, like
something funny, like fall on your face.
oh, I've got that dirt in my pocket. I could go and just like start eating the dirt from the ground or something. I bet they'd like that. So yeah, I'll go make an ass of myself in the middle of them, so they get distracted. But we need to wait till Zoe gets back.
Oh
You keep
yeah.
let's keep an eye on them. In
And we
case
don't
we
know which one
see.
has the bag, right?
No, we don't right now, but Zoe
Okay, got
does.
it.
I think I saw Zoe. This is in character. I think I saw Zoe uh, keep a bead on it, but I lost track of which one that was. So let's watch them from a distance, just in case it changes hands again. But let's wait till Zoe gets back. Hold on.
Got it.
Let's keep an eye on them until Zoe gets back, and then she can tell us which one has it, and then you can go and try and sneak it from them. But yeah, when we do enact the plan, I'll go and make a big spectacle to distract them, so that you can get them without being their focus.
Yeah, sorry, that's Noah calling. Did Mom get
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I usually tell you over the stream, but you were in the middle of talking about the plan with Willow, so I was like, I just handed my phone to Noah. I was like, here, just call. Okay, so Zoe, you flew out of the fort, and then you can easily circle around behind to the area where you saw that your friends were running to, and you can safely fly back over the wall and rendezvous with them. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna fly out.
Oh, thanks. The red caps that are standing guard on the watchtowers and stuff, don't seem to care of what you're doing. They just see you flying around and they are just like laughing. They think it's funny and they get distracted pretty quick and go off to their thing. So no other red caps are interested in you. None of them seem to be following or attacking you. The spell lasts up to 10 minutes, so you can tell me how many minutes before you return to your group safely over the wall.
I would probably give it about 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. So while Raxlor and Scree are talking, and they're waiting for Zoe to come back, and then after about 5 minutes, Zoe, you pop over the wall, and what do you say to your party?
I let them know that things didn't quite go as planned. But last I remember, I point at that at the red cap and say that was the one that had the bag last I saw it.
And you do recognize which one because they all look the same, but they're different enough that after 5 minutes you're able to remember which one it is. So you point at the one that you definitely saw have the tooth that when you challenged them.
Raxlor says, "Yeah, that was a close one, but good escape there. That was a clutch move that you made and got out of harm's way. That could have been real bad if we had to if it turned nasty and we ended up having to fight him. But that was good. That's I've been keeping an eye on him, and the one that you pointed out, I didn't see anything change hands from him, so it looks like he's still got it. While you were gone, me and Scree talked about a backup plan, so I'm gonna go and make a distraction without actually interacting with them, because it doesn't look like they're very good at interacting with anyone. So I'm gonna go make a distraction, be silly, so they're paying attention to me, and then Scree's gonna try and sneak it from their pocket. So I would suggest that you help out with like minor illusion or prestidigitation or something like that, which you can if you have any ideas. But I don't think it's a good idea for them to see you, especially directly interacting immediately after that happens. So if you got any plans where you can help, that'd be more than welcome. But just to try and stay back and keep in the shadows until we,
Yeah.
if we have to fight again, then so be it. It'll have to fight. But I really don't want to cause any ruckus here in Maggie's fort, and don't want to risk any of our party being hurt. So ideally, we can just sneak it and get back. But plan B.
Yeah, I can't imagine any of the stuff like that would work very well from this distance. And yeah, I don't need to draw attention to myself right now.
I mean, you could totally draw attention to yourself. That might distract them really well. But yeah, I mean, like you do have that minor illusion, so you can make a noise, like stay behind these things, and if stuff starts to get hairy, you can make a noise from back here and attract them over here.
Yeah.
You do still have that fly spell active for 5 minutes, so if something does happen, you bait them over here, and then you can fly away. So since Scree's literally going to be picking their pockets, it might not be a bad idea to have a backup. So I point over into the field. Are they still in like the same general area, or where are they at when we?
Yeah,
plan on doing this?
they're milling around, but they're not in a hurry to go anywhere else. It seems like they totally forgot what they were doing, and now they're just blathering until they get bored.
Okay, so I'm gonna go like into a field, like maybe 20 or 30 feet away from them, but close enough that they'll very obviously see me, and start doing a thing which I'll describe when I do it. Um, and then at that moment, once Scree sees that they're sufficiently distracted, that will be his cue to go in and try and pick the pocket of the one. And Zoe, stay back here with Shora, and if anything, starts to look real bad, make the sound of like a devil. What was that howler beast that we fought before? A howler?
I think
What's
it's
it called?
called
A howler.
I think it's Howler. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's howler.
I'm like,
The
what is the
howling
name of that
thing.
thing? The howling thing? Oh, it's a Howler.
That's why. Oh, that's why they call it
It
that.
looks like so
Oh.
scary and monstrous, and it's got all these abilities, and then the name is Screamy Thing. Yelly Boy.
Who will win? A party of 4 or one big yelly boy? But yeah, I mean those are native to here, and I'm sure they're not very good guards, but they're technically guards. So I mean, anything that would be coming into the fort to threaten it, I'm sure they'd be naturally inclined to fight against. So I think a good distraction for your minor illusion would be if you make it sound like a howler's right outside the gates. Let's see. Within range, which is 30 feet, can be volume can range from a whisper to a scream, and it can be any sound you choose. So I would say make it sound like there's a howler.
You demand the exact effects of a Howler from Minor Illusion.
The actual effects, yeah.
Yeah, the exact effects. Yeah, paralysis and everything.
Not just the sound, the actual, yeah.
And that's if you get into trouble.
Yes. If they catch Scree stealing, or if for some reason my antics are not satisfactory and they decide to attack me for some reason, then yeah, make it sound like there's a howler outside the gate trying to distract them, and get them to run away. Hold on one second. No. Okay, so yeah, we do that. So you're the backup. Emergency, make a noise. Scree, go up and steal. I'll be the distraction. Shora, you just stay back here. But if fighting starts, you can go ahead and start pinging them with your bow. Just don't get yourself killed. And then if a fight does, last time we did not have the contingency plan of, oh, if a fight starts, this time, since we're all engaging, there's not just one person to escape, it's all of us are involved. If a fight starts, we'll go ahead and fight and hopefully survive. If it starts to look sketchy, though, it looks like they're kind of slow on their feet. So, try and bait them around and ping them from a distance. Don't get too close to them unless you have to, because that looked like it hurt. Not it looks like it kind of hurt Zoe when they did that. So, yeah, I'd encourage not engaging them. I'm going to throw javelins and cast spells from a distance if it happens. So, just keep that in mind. But yeah, whenever you guys are ready, I'll go and start making a scene. Just give me give me 30 seconds or so to get their attention, and once they start focusing on me, then you can go out there, Scree. I
Got
do
it.
cast guidance on Scree because I want that to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to cast enhance ability because it's a second level spell, and I'm running low on high level spell slots, and all it does is give advantage on dexterity checks. So if there's any other possible advantage, then it's not even going to work. So maybe
Well, I'll let you describe your distraction and see if it's worthy
yeah,
of a check that gives advantage.
exactly. I basically I am trying to help Scree by doing the action, which is what it gives advantage. If I fail, it might not work or whatever, but I'm not going to try and double up advantage because then what's the point? We don't need a distraction if you already got the best possible
Yeah.
bonus.
So
So
I would think that you could make like a 50-50 performance check, like DC 11 performance check. I don't know what you're planning on doing. I'm guessing performance. And if it's 11 or higher, then the help counts and Scree gets advantage.
yeah, I guess it would be performance. So what I'm planning on doing, just so I don't no, you know what? I'll let you decide whether it's a performance or not.
Okay,
Whether it's
sure.
worthy of a performance, because it might just be the action itself. There might not be any performance that's needed. Performance is like when you're trying to play something up or act or do something like that. This is kind of just like when we kick McGee in the balls.
Okay.
I don't think he has to make a performance check when he gets kicked in the balls. He just kind of comes natural. But if that's called for. So is everyone else ready? Is everyone clear on what we're doing?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Raxor walks out 30 feet at least away from them because I don't want them to be able to move up to me in a single action. And he walks out and he starts whistling a tune and stomping out and kicking dust clouds up with his feet and doing the Monty Python walk, kicking his legs out real far. And he's turning around and looking around. And while he's looking around, obnoxiously, he checks and looks to see if the Red Caps are paying attention to him.
Yeah, definitely. Like not at first, but one and then another, and then the other one points, and then the third one looks. And you're holding their attention, but it's more like curiosity. So they're not like
Yeah.
rapt attention, but it's like, oh, what's that thing over there?
Yeah, what's going on? There's something going on over there. Let me
What's going
turn and look and
on?
see what
What's
it is.
going
They're
on?
not distracted. They're just
What's
looking.
going on?
What's going on? Rex. So he does that. He's whistling and he stops and he puts his hands on his hips and he goes, "Boy, howdy! It sure is a fine day out here in the fort. But I could use some grub, and I don't see any food stands around. Oh, look at that! Oh, look at all this! Look at all this delicious cheddar cheese on the ground." And he drops to his knees and he sniffs the ground and he goes, my favorite. And he scoops up a handful of dirt and he looks at it and he kind of gags for a second, and then he shovels the handful of dirt into his mouth and it drips down his face and into his beard, and there's chunks of Avernus dirt stuck in his mouth, and he starts crunching it, crunch, 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 and he goes, no, that's my favorite. And
There's
he grabs another
bugs
handful.
crawling out of your mouth from the dirt.
He just starts, after the first handful, his mouth is
Hair.
coated with dirt, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but he just starts shoveling handfuls of dirt, throwing it at his face and going,
And you're swallowing
there's my
some of it,
favorite.
right?
No. His tongue is covering the back of his throat, with the back of his tongue. And he's just he's spitting it out, but it looks like it looks like it's being consumed because of the mess he's making. It's falling out and being covered up, but it looks like he's eating it. And that's my favorite. Oh, I love me some cheddar cheese. Start. And he's doing that, and that's his first. That takes he's got a good 20 seconds of eating dirt.
Okay.
To see how they react to that.
Yeah, I think let's do a performance check, because it's basically like, how entertaining are you being? If you were swallowing the
That's
dirt,
fair.
I would have you do a constitution check to see if you
Yeah.
vomit, which is not necessarily a fail. It's just, but
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, does performance check. Oh wait, how about let's do performance constitution check?
Okay.
Because it's a performance, but it involves putting nasty shit in your mouth. So yeah,
Yeah.
constitution performance.
The performance is what I'm doing, but it takes a constitution to be able to make myself do it without gagging and making it obvious that I'm bullshitting.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I want to post in the
I'm not,
group and say, what's the weirdest off skill that you've ever applied to an ability?
and then you give that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
That
so
that could be used for a lot of things. Constitution performance. Oh yeah, a lot of things actually.
pretending that you like food or pretending that you enjoy something when it actually is sickening.
Oh yeah, but I was
And
thinking of
that's
like
such a
sex, but I
broad.
guess that's similar.
Oh yeah. Well, that's performance enhancement.
Constitution performance.
Oh my god.
So with the Constitution, he's untrained in performance. That's a 16.
Okay, yeah. So you put on such a great show that they scree. You can tell that these three red caps are like just rapt attention. They're just like
Awesome.
in awe. They're laughing. They're nudging each other. Like this is the coolest thing they've seen all day, and they're super interested in it. Not looking at, not noticing anything else.
Got it. Right. I would like to sneak up on them. And we okay, I forgot which one had the bag. I'm pretty sure
It's okay.
Zoe told us.
Yeah, Scree knows which one. And you can actually
Alright,
see as you
alright.
approach, you see some of the cloth of the bag poking out of the top of its back pocket.
Awesome. Of which ones?
A.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. You don't have to. We're not like in initiative, so all you have to do is make the check.
Got it. 21.
Great. And that's cool that you rolled a stealth check. I was thinking about whether you should roll that. So the good news is they don't notice you. And now if you want to attempt to pick their pocket, it will be a sleight of hand check. And you do get advantage because you're stealthing and Jake is distracting them. And you get to add guidance. So roll a sleight
I'm
of hand
actually
check.
really good at this. So
You're gonna get like a 34. 14.
15.
Oh, that's for the guidance. You rolled a
Yes.
7. Wow.
Oh, wait.
You get advantage. You can roll it again.
Advantage. Oh, okay. 17. Well, then
Plus
18.
10 plus
Yeah.
7 plus 1. Very good. Just so you know, 14 was the DC, so you would have just barely
Awesome.
made it. But you know, it's still nice to have advantage. So, yeah, you reach your hand into one of their pockets and you snatch out the pouch, and
Gotcha.
it does not notice. And then you stealthily haul tail feathers away from them back to your group. And Raxlor, how do you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to open up the bag.
And you see a gross, bloody tooth with a little bit of green flames floating around it.
My tail feathers shake in excitement as I see my treasure, quote unquote. And I look up happily at the rest of the party. All right, you can move on now.
Great. And then Raxlor, you can describe how you finish up your performance.
he says he notices out of the corner of his eye, because he knew where he was looking. He wasn't being distracted. He saw Scree get away with the prize, and he continues the performance for a couple more seconds to allow him a chance to escape. And once he's gone, he stands up and dusts his hands off, leaving the crumbs in his mouth, and he goes, that was delicious. Now it's time for me to go find me an apple juice dispenser. Wonder where I'll find one of those around here. And he walks off. He walks off back towards the war machines, and as soon as he gets behind the war machines, he starts scraping his tongue off, and drinking the holy water out of one of his water bottles.
Okay, cross off one
Drinking
bottle
and
of holy
spitting it out.
water.
No, his water flask. His water flask.
Oh, okay, water flask.
Remember, I filled up my flask at the... Wait, we might have been drinking that, so I probably don't have... It's just regular water then. Just a couple mouthfuls of water.
By the way, you notice, because you have eaten some food since you've been here, that the food tastes like dirt and ash and rot. Even good food, even food that you brought from the material plane. It just crumbles in your mouth. It still nourishes you, but it tastes disgusting. So after eating this dirt, you're thinking, well, actually, that wasn't really so
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's about the same. Willow,
Yes.
do you want anything
Reconverge.
from Taco Bell?
Yes, I am indeed starving. Hold on.
Do you want bean burritos?
Yeah.
Soft tacos?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Proceed.
The nacho.
Oh, I'm getting nachos. Oh, you're talking about the you mean the chips
Awesome.
and cheese, right?
Yes.
Yep, chips and cheese, soft tacos, no bean burrito.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so you have the tooth and some dirt on your tongue, and as you peek at the red caps, they kind of watch you walk away, and one of them kind of looks disappointed, but then within seconds he's already distracted by like a horsefly buzzing around, and he pulls out his sickle, and a murderous grin comes on his face, and he starts chasing the horsefly, slashing his sickle violently through the air, and then the other two turn towards him and follow him, and they chase the horsefly away trying to slash it.
A laser pointer could be deadly to these guys. I mean, seriously, oh my god, if I could trade half my spells for a laser pointer.
I like red caps. There's also red cap. So a red cap actually dies. You guys didn't do a roll, but I don't care. I want to tell you it's cool. A red cap dies if it doesn't soak its hat in fresh blood within 3 days. Excuse me. So their red caps are actually blood drenched, fresh blood drenched. The mad
That's
caps look like they've drenched their caps in something sticky and black. And they seem way more insane than the red caps. They also look way more corrupted. And that black sticky stuff is very similar to what was on the cigarette butt, which you have
Gross.
not identified yet. And now you have Barnabas's tooth.
I come back and reconvene with the party as Scree's returning behind the war machine, and I'm still scraping my tongue off and washing it with water. And I say, "Did you get it? Is it in there? I saw you get the pouch, but I didn't. I'm just hoping it's still in there."
Yeah, it's in here. It's in here. I hand it over to Zoe. I got the goods.
The good kush.
Okay.
I say, "Good. We can. You can take that back to Barnabas then, and he'll be happy we got that."
Okay. I'm gonna just make my way over there.
Barnabas is just kind of doing his thing, looking around, and oh, where's my tooth? Where's my tooth? And then he looks over and sees you, and his red, evil, glowing eyes light up, and a smile appears on his fleshless skull face, and he floats excitedly over to you, and he goes, "Oh, did you find it? Did you have to kill them?" And he kind of sounds like eager when he asks if you had to kill them.
Sorry, don't mean to disappoint you, but no.
Oh, Oh, well, that's just as well. Did you recover my tooth successfully?
Right here, and I hand it to him.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, thank you so much. Oh, this is just wonderful." And then he goes, "Oh, if you don't mind," and he opens his mouth and kind of like leans towards you.
Oh.
Like he doesn't have. He goes, I don't have any hands, you know."
All right, and I go ahead and I try to put the tooth back in.
Make a dexterity check. No,
I
you
was
put.
waiting for that.
You can if you want to. You can, just for flavor.
Oh no, I don't have to, but I was waiting for you to say that.
That was kind of a joke, but sometimes it's fun just to see what happens. But yeah, so you plug the tooth back in and you feel it click into place like that, like the crocodile dentist game when you're setting it back up. And he goes, "Oh, thank you. Oh, this is just wonderful. Listen, I can say my S's with no whistling at all." And then he goes, "Eth, eth, yes, this is great. Now my lisp is just as it should be." And it turns out he actually had a lisp the whole time. And he's happy. He loves his lisp. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you
That's
so
funny.
much. I will make sure. I know I'm imitating a character right now, and I can't think of who it is. I will make. This is a Monty Python character, right? I will make certain to tell
Yes.
Maggie how helpful you have been. Oh joy! I'm going to go and do toothy things. La 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 la. And he floats away, and you gain a faction point. So as you're reveling in your success, those two ravens that have been eyeing you, they fly over and land on a twisted metal bar that is nearby. And they look at Zoe and okay, fine, all of you. Zoe's like, "Fuck that, I'm with the group." And they look at you guys, and the first one says, "Hey, hey, you guys look like you've been going around being pretty helpful around here. You think you might want to maybe help out a couple little ravens?" And the other raven looks at him and says, "Yeah, yeah. We could really use some help, and we do not want Mad Maggie involved. I think you guys can help us out a little bit."
I'm almost afraid to ask, but with what?
One of them looks at you and says, "We need you to kill a madcap."
Oh.
See, it feels like the devil, taunting me and testing me with what I desire to do right now.
I pipe up and I say, "Well, we haven't exactly been on great terms with them, right, Zoe? So I'll let you decide since you're the only one who's actually had the displeasure of interacting directly with them. But I don't have any problem with ridding the plane of one more of those creatures."
Yeah, but they look like they hang out in groups.
So one of the other, oh, great, great. Okay, you say that. So the other, the second raven says, my associate here, I think, might have been a little too blunt. Let me explain our predicament. My name is Needles, and, well, you see, one of the madcaps, oh, for the most part, they get along fine. Mad Maggie, you see, she brought them here from the Fey Wild. Some of them followed her, and as they die, she brings in new ones. She doesn't care too much about them. Well, one of them, his name is Wazik. Oh, he's been a real problem for us. And then the other raven says, God damn it, says, "Oh yes, yes, his name is Wazik, and this character, oh, he's been most difficult indeed. Yes, and since you've arrived, we have heard him planning to kill your elephant. Yeah, since you arrived, that's what he's been saying. He says, oh, the golden elephant, we should kill her and eat her. So you guys need to kill Wazik before he kills your friend first. So would you
Insight check.
do us the favor, friend? Make an insight check."
See, right off the bat, I
Ouch.
find this incredibly dubious. Like, yeah, sure. Like the Red Caps care about us at all. I've been talking to them. Trust me, they don't. Not even
9.
remotely enough to go, I want to kill that one right there more than once.
With a 9, as far as you can tell, they're being sincere.
I raise an eyebrow as he continues to talk, but my intuition, spidey senses aren't going off, so I continue hearing him out.
So the first one says, "It doesn't seem like you're trusting us very much, my friend. Let me assure you, we are your friends here. We can be very helpful. We are Mad Maggie's closest associates. We know that you're looking for her help. We can make sure she gives you extra help. Some vehicles. Yeah, you look at those, right? They look pretty sexy. Yeah, I bet you don't know some of the other treasures she got. We can convince her, but we need your help. I'm just to be totally honest, we're not really ravens. We're imps, but Maggie prefers us in the form of ravens. She traded hold on, let me say this right. God, where's this I literally highlight this stuff. Mad Maggie cut a deal from a pit fiend to secure our services, but she just treats us with such kindness that we can't imagine wanting to work for anyone else, which is why we need to dispose of this madcap without her knowing, because we don't want to upset her. We know you're worried. We saw that fight you just had. Surely you don't want to take on another group, but we can help you find Wazik alone. You can kill him quickly. No one will find you. And you can get away, and your friend will be safe. What do you say, friends? We'll put in the best word for you.
Maybe we should talk about this first, just us.
Sure. You should certainly talk about this. You know, where you're in hell. You should discuss any deal with your advisors. And then Needle says, "Okay, we're gonna fly over here. Whenever you make a decision, just come let us know. But don't wait too long. We don't want anything bad to happen to your friend." And then they flutter over to the trees. Zoe, since you were talking to them as well, make an insight check.
Bro?
I got it.
You have zero insight into the situation.
So, since we have no idea whether they're being truthful, which is the result, they might not have. They might have just been. They might just have a evil sounding voice, and we have no reason to distrust them. Just because we fail an insight check and don't get an answer doesn't necessarily mean they're deceiving us. It just means that our suspicions were not confirmed or unconfirmed. So I think by default, I'd be fine with trusting them because a red cap's a red cap, and I don't really care about killing one of them. Assassination is not exactly my forte. Not to say I don't like to do it. I just, I'm big, clunky, heavy armor dude. I'm not quick to be able to kill anything like that. So again, that would fall in the realm of warlock and ranger.
Screed.
I would be happy to be there and help kill it because obviously it's not going to be a sneak up behind it and garrote it or something like that. But the majority of that activity would likely be between the two of you. So I'm not going to say let's do it one way or the other. I would say it might not be a bad idea to gather some intel. The Ravens said they don't want Mad Maggie to know, but we could totally go to all of our friends that we've made in the fort so far and ask them questions like, do you know these ravens / imps? Are they to be trusted? Do you know the specific red cap that we're talking about? Is there any reason why killing a red cap would infuriate anyone? We could ask those kinds of questions to all of our cool acquaintances that we've made. We fixed the truck for the two Kenku. We could ask them. They're familiar with Mad Maggie. They might know the imps / crows. So they would probably be honest with us. The abomination dude, he's definitely in our debt, but I don't know if he would be able to even communicate or comprehend that type of information. Barnabas definitely would be someone to ask, but I don't think we should blindly carry out an assassination attempt on the request of two imps. Even if they are Mad Maggie's familiar, they're still imps. They still, lie and trick and deceive and stuff. So I think it would be okay to do that if both of you are up to it, but I think we should gather some intel first.
Yeah, I agree.
Good
I don't think
idea.
we shouldn't commit an assassination with any levels of doubt.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the problem doing it. It's a question of the doubt is what should we or how should we. So I think we can tell them tentatively yes, because they are waiting on an answer. But we could tell them that we need some time to come up with a plan and ask them what because they say they can find him alone. We could ask them what their plan is on that, and then take some time to prepare. I don't think they'd be totally against that. So if you guys want to do that, we can go over and talk to them and tell them, ask them first what their plan is, and then tell them we need some time to prepare and go around and do that. So, and also Zoe needs to take a short rest and get the spell slots back.
Oh yeah, short rest.
Yeah.
So we should probably so we'll tell them we're a bit tuckered after our last battle, so we probably need to rest up a little bit. But then we'd be happy to do it and ask what their plan is. So if no one disagrees, then I walk back over to the Ravens with my party behind me.
Okay. As you approach, they have actually not stopped looking at you, and they have their eyes on you. And as you get close enough, Pins speaks up and says, "Ah, hello, welcome, friends. Nice discussion you had over there. So, what did you decide? Will you help us with our little problem? And I mean, help us help you save your friend from the madcap?"
I say we would certainly be happy to help you. We are friends with Mad Maggie. Does she like being called Mad Maggie? I asked the Ravens. I interrupt myself.
Oh yes, she chose that name for herself.
That's her own name. Okay, cool. I was just curious. We'd certainly be willing to help any ally of Maggie's, but we do need some time to rest up. That last encounter was a little bit taxing on us as I pick a rock out of my tooth and spit it at the ground. I say we need to take some time, rest up. But afterwards, we'd be happy to help you. What exactly was your plan? You said you could get him alone. What does that entail?
So they tell you that they know quite a bit about the goings on in the fort. They're Mad Maggie's eyes and ears. One of their main jobs is spying on her rivals outside of the fort, even, but also on everything that's going on in here. So if there's anyone that's going to know stuff, this is all what they tell you. If there's anyone that's going to know anything here in the fort, they are like top of the hierarchy. Um, they're loyal to her, and she returns that loyalty as they tell you all this. Um, mm, okay, and then they tell you that from their knowledge, they know a time of day when Wazik will be entirely alone in a secluded area of the fort, and it would be the perfect opportunity to kill him, and that you should have at least a few rounds to get him dead before anyone else would notice. So you don't necessarily have to one-shot him, but you can get in there real quick, kill him, and get away. They let you know that, they know that you don't want to be ungracious, and that it probably feels odd killing residents of, of that when you're a guest. But they
Shake
assure
my head. talking.
So they assure you that Mad Maggie would barely even notice one madcap missing, especially a madcap, the extra crazy ones. And she just, whenever she notices that too many are missing, she just summons some more. That as long as they don't attract like a whole lot of attention and to make Maggie think there's like a fight going on, then it should be fine. And they also promise to stick up for you if something does go down bad. To an extent, they'll put in a word to try to help you out, but they're not gonna tell her that you said to do that. They'll just be like, oh, it was like, kind of put in a good word already, like try to help you out. They're not gonna disavow all knowledge.
I say, I mean, they are madcaps, so it wouldn't even be, totally out of the realm of reasonableness to say that it attacked us first. Say, we were just hanging out here and this crazy thing started attacking us. We defended ourselves. Especially if it's dead. no one's gonna know. I say, okay, well, that sounds good. Like I said, we do need to take some time to recover. I'm specifically not telling them we're going to ask about their credibility around town. I'm just, we're going to go take a rest. And I say, give us like an hour or so. How long do we have until he'll be at the point?
Yeah, they say, wow, what a coincidence. It's going to be just a little bit over an hour. So they said that's perfect. If you want to, I wonder what time it is now. It's like 16, 17. Yeah, it's about 6 p.m. Wait, no. Sorry. 5 p.m. It's about 5 o'clock. So it would be, yeah, let's say 6:30. I'm going to actually put down a note. 18:30. Okay. So it's 5 o'clock right now, and they tell you at 6:30, Wazik will be alone, and they tell you the location, and they give you the information. And they say that, yeah, and they say that they'll be watching and see how it goes. They say they can't help you too much, but yeah. And they say if you have questions, come back and let them know. But otherwise, they're not going to reach out to you because they don't want to be seen with you right before it goes down.
I say, okay, that sounds good. Thanks for being upfront with the information. And after we rest up, we'll take care of business and let you know what the results are if you don't already see. Although I'm sure you'll be watching from a distance.
Needle says, "We're always watching here, friend." And then they both flutter to another tree
Scary.
dramatically.
As they flutter over to the tree, I like nod and then I go, "Oh God, they're always watching."
And then you
So
think,
when
wait, always watching here? Did they mean at the fort or in Avernus? But they already flew away.
I assume the fort. That's a long way to walk, but yeah, maybe. So yeah. Unless anyone has any objections, I think we should go talk and question some people. Who do you guys think we should talk to first? My options are Barnabas, um, the two Kenku, and I feel like there was one other person, but I don't think so. I think those are the only, and then the abomination guy wouldn't be able to really tell us much, and that warlord chick that I talked to is not here anymore. So you guys want to talk to Barnabas or the Kenku? I think the Kenku are probably a better bet because they're actually directly close to Mad Maggie and they would kind of be
Yeah.
able to answer our questions. Barnabas is really smart and he wanders around, so he'd see things that are going on. But I really want to know what Maggie would think about that if they're being honest.
Yeah, I vote for the Kenku.
Scree, what do you think?
Also voting for Kenkus.
Okay, so we go back to the Tinker's shed, and I knock on the metal and say, "Hey, anybody in here? Y'all home?"
Okay, sorry, I ninja AFK'd.
No problem. Oh, by the way, Mom's coming to get Noah. I don't know if she's there already.
I think she already picked him up.
Probably. She's probably on the way back.
Yeah.
She told me about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think I heard her get here a little bit ago. I didn't see Noah out there, so yeah, I think he's on his way back.
Okay.
Are you guys so you have an hour and a half, so that's plenty of time, but you need an hour for the short rest. So are you going to short rest before you go talk to someone, or are you going to go talk to them first?
I think we'll talk to him first and then go rest. That way we know what kind of time we have. Short rest is not mandatory. It's just ideal. So I would rather get information and then decide what we're going to do with that. So because
Okay.
if we don't decide to do it, then we've already wasted the hour.
Oh yeah,
and we don't have any more time.
Yeah. That's a good point. I do need to wrap up soon.
Okay.
So you can still you can go question, but before you do any kind of actual, assuming you are gonna kill a guy, then we'll probably stop. And if you decide not to, then we'll also stop. So you can go
let's
have
finish
one
up the interaction.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have an interaction, decide what you're gonna do, and then we will end there, and then we can finish it up next time.
Yeah, we can do the short if the conversation's short, we can finish up and do the short rest and then end there. That way we're short rested. And then we'll plan on continuing. But I think these guys will pretty much give us the info we need.
Okay. And yeah,
So
thanks for bearing with me, guys, because some of the city stuff that includes social interactions and things, it can be really tricky for me to track all this info, and I try to I want to make it clear options to you guys without just saying here's what it says. And I know sometimes I just flat out read the book because I'm like, okay, I don't feel like I'm doing this very well. But it wouldn't be fun if I was just telling you, okay, now go here and roll this check. Now go here and roll this check. So in fact, this is really kind of the most city type of stuff I've done. Like in El Terrell, it was really just all encounters. So going around a city and interacting with various social creatures is still new for me. And thanks for bearing with me, guys.
Yeah, thank you for doing your best to try and guide us, because none of us are even used to that either. The most social interaction we've had has been friendly NPCs. Everywhere else has been combat after combat, literally just chaining combat. And I think that's kind of why we're just inclined to be like, oh, okay, it's a combat, let's fight him, because that's how it ends up happening. It's we talk to him, we get some information, and then we fight. Actually, we did barely escape from the dragon demon lord fight, and we that was diplomacy. We didn't end up fighting him, but that could have become a fight. That's not one we could escape from. So that's kind of the mindset we're in, is they're enemies, we're going to talk to them, and when things turn bad, we fight them and kill them. But that's not always necessarily how it has to go. As we've shown, there's ways around it, even if a fight starts. So we're all still we're just so used to the game being fight, kill, continue, fight, kill, continue, roll, go down a dungeon hall, explore the room, go to the next room.
Yeah,
so this is definitely different. We're all getting used to it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's why I think that these missions it's cool to do a campaign and can proceed to higher levels, because it's like, oh wow, now this is a new game. This is kind of what we've been waiting for, because at a low level it's very linear, but when you're running a campaign and when you're a higher level, you can start to get really complex situations. And this is good practice for us for some of the stuff that's coming in the future. Okay, so who are you going to go and speak to?
So I'm walking up to the Tinker's Shed to speak to the two Kenku, and I knock on the archway metal thing and say, "Is anyone in here? Y'all home?"
Okay, I'm gonna lazily drag the icons up there just for visual, but it's not really important. Yeah, you see them in there, and Chukka comes over and he goes, "Oh, hey there, friend. Nice to see you again. We're just finishing up the repairs after you guys solved our problem earlier. Thanks a lot for that. Man, we really owe you." And a lot of the things that he says is different voices and sounds like he's copying other people that he heard. I'm dragging the other party over to the Tinker Shed.
That's such an easy way to roleplay a Kenku, is you just say what they say and then say, but it's all mimicry and it sounds like other people's voices.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You just boom.
Yeah, imagine it this way. I'm out of role-playing juice for the Kenku.
Here's the message they gave you, and here is the way they said it, but I'm not actually role-playing that. That's perfect. So Yeah, because I haven't been imagining Scree doing that at all, but we should be.
Oh, the thing
don't
is
have-
about Scree specifically, Scree mostly speaks in one person's voice, but some like just certain words are different voices.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever mentioned that before, but
I don't
yeah,
think so. That's kind of a good way, because I mean, you can mimic any sound you've heard. So if you've heard one person talking, like even us as humans, we're mimicking other people talking. Even right now, the words I'm using, I'm only using them because I've heard another person say them and I'm copying them. If we learn a word from reading it from a book, we're still copying it, but that's when you get words that you like completely mispronounce because you never heard them before. So that's kind of how that is. If you only heard from one person, it would make more sense to just copy them. But if that person never said a weird word, you'd have to be, oh crap, okay, I know the word, but not from them. That's kind of cool. I never, like I said, I never thought of that. But as long as you're always imagining it,
Always imagining it, or you're not playing the game right.
yeah. So as I walk in and they come up and they say, oh well, we owe you one. I say, yeah, I'm so glad we were able to figure that out. It seemed like a really complex problem, but I'm glad you guys are on the road to fixing that thing. And I mean, we're glad to help any way we can. But now that you mention it, we do have a little problem of our own. Nothing big. We don't need your help necessarily. I just have a couple of questions about some people around the fort. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Are you familiar with the people who live around here?
Sure. What, we've been here for a long time. What you want to know?
I say, so that big abomination dude. What's up with him? Like, he seems like he's not really right in the head. Does he know what he's doing, or is he just more like an automaton type of thing?
Oh, that's Mickey. He can't do a lot of thinking, but he's got a big heart. Or actually, he doesn't have a heart because he was pieced together from parts of different fiends, and I think that was missing. But metaphorically, he's got a good heart. Um, Not very intelligent though, but intelligent enough to speak. If he was didn't have intestines coming out of his mouth, he can understand what you say, but he can't talk back. He's great at fighting though.
Okay, yeah, I helped him out earlier, and he seemed like he was a real sweet guy, but he couldn't. He tried to thank me, but I couldn't really understand what he was saying, so I didn't know if he was just making random noises or trying to talk. So that's good to know that he's got a brain in there. Maybe, I don't know. At least metaphorically,
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
maybe a couple of brains.
Oh, I'll tell
So
you. Let me tell you. His coolest thing is he's not just immune to lightning damage. He absorbs it. So if he takes lightning damage, he actually regains hit points equal to the damage dealt. Fantastic. Wish I had that
Wow.
ability. He can
that's
also
pretty cool.
fly,
Hook him.
apparently.
What?
Why, if he can fly, why is he hobbling with a limp? His speed is, it's a hover fly, but still, he can literally hover above the ground. He can also walk 30 feet, so he chooses to walk. This is insane. No one
He's
reads
just
these stat blocks.
in the actual answer is because multiple people wrote the thing. The in-game answer to make it match up is he's just trying to get pity. Like, he knows he can just fly, but he's like, but if I'm flying, they're not going to see me hobbling, and then no one will be pitiful for me. So I say, okay, cool, and I like make a mental note, make it look like I'm paying attention, which I am. I say, what about those red caps? I've noticed there's two different kinds. Some of them seem to be a little bit more kooky than the other ones. What's up with those? I've heard that they might be like Mad Maggie's like minions, but are they like her friends? How close is she to them?
It specifically says for fiendish flesh golems. In the description, it says some of them have wings. However, the magic used to create them allows to fly and hover even without wings. So this dude can fly 30 feet in the freaking air. And then whoever was writing the story is like, hey, how about he's got a piece of bone devil stuck in his foot? And just never read that fiendish flesh golems.
Oh,
Why would you think they can fly? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, the red caps. They go, oh, those little fey creatures. Not my favorite by a long shot, but at least they get the job done. Mad Maggie, she trusts them to obey orders, but Not much else. The red caps, they're crazy. If you tried to talk to one, can't make any sense out of them. The mad caps, even worse. They don't even spit out words. Nothing but babble, those ones. I wouldn't trust them for nothing. Nothing but violence and chaos, those like. But, well, Mad Maggie can somehow keep them under control. Every once in a while, she'll find them dead here and there, and she just summons some new ones from the Feywild. Not too worried. But she has them as the first line of defense in case anyone tries to come and attack her fort from the outside or the inside. And she would instantly call dozens of madcaps and redcaps down on them to defend her fort. So, yeah, they kind of suck, but they serve a purpose.
I say, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll try and steer clear of them as best we can. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen, you know. So, moving on. Had one other question. I noticed, I don't want to be racist or anything, but I noticed, I'm just like it just happens that you guys are also birds. I noticed that Mad Maggie has 2 ravens that are like hanging around her. What do you know about those guys? Are they trustworthy? Are they like bad dudes? Do you know anything about them?
He goes, "Oh, well, yeah, but first of all, they ain't ravens, they's imps.
What?
But
What?
yeah, you know what though? They're loyal enough for imps. I tell you what, they are lazy. Most of these devils around here, they're only interested in moving up in the hierarchy and taking on responsibility. Those are the laziest imps I've ever seen. But you know what? Mad Maggie treats them with kindness, and I don't think that they'd ever leave. They might be untrustworthy as by default as imps, but they are sincere in their loyalty to Mad Maggie. I'll tell you what though, recently one thing that I hate is every once in a while we'll see him playing pranks on the red caps or the mad caps here and there, and I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but Mad Maggie doesn't like it because it gets out of control, and then they all start fighting, and it's just a big mess. So I wish they'd do more work and leave some of the little fey creatures alone.
So they're loyal, and this is not me talking to the DM. This is in character. I'm just not doing any voice. So they're loyal to Mad Maggie, but they don't really get along with her goblin minions. Is that what you're saying? You wouldn't be surprised if you found out that something bad had happened between them and the minions.
Well, I wouldn't expect them to use violence against one of the madcaps or redcaps directly, or at least not openly fight them. They's imps, but they ain't stupid, and they don't want to anger Mad Maggie. So, it's just more little things I seen, pranks maybe they play, trying to piss him off. Think they're maybe trying to start a fight, but then again, seeing as how crazy those redcaps and madcaps are, I don't blame him too much. And every once in a while, if one of them's found dead, Maggie doesn't seem to care.
Okay, well, thank you for that information. I was just, some of the people I was wondering about throughout this place. I guess, do you know anything about? He seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't really need a whole lot of info about him, but do you know anything about that floating skull thing? I think
Oh,
his name is Barnabas.
Barnabas. Yeah, he used to be a powerful wizard, but his crypt was defiled by an evil nemesis who stole his skull and turned it into a flame skull. Mad Maggie got him when he struck a bargain with this rival wizard and accepted Barnabas as a payment. Now he's considered part of the gang. He's forgetful and a bit pompous, but every now and then he has amazing ideas and remembers remarkably useful things from his arcane past. And it's wow, so prepared, all those words that he just said. It's almost like he had them ready.
I say, okay, great. So, yeah, I mean, just curious. It seems like we might be here for a little while, so I wanted to get more familiar with people around here, and I feel like we can really trust you guys. So, thanks for that information. If we have anything else we need, we'll definitely come by you. And hey, if you need anything else, you know where to find us.
See you soon, friend. Oh man, we should have this demon grinder up and running in no time. Maybe if you play your cards right with Mad Maggie, you'll be the ones driving it out of here.
I say, ha ha ha. Well, I wouldn't want to make any assumptions, but Raxlor is with an X, and I like customized license plates. Um, and I say, okay, well, thanks for the help. I'll talk to you guys later, and I leave the place.
All right.
And so based on that information, if everyone is paying attention, it sounds like everything the imps were saying matches up, and as far as their truthfulness, it sounds like they're imps, but they're not. It's not like they're trying. See, my thought was, what if they're trying to trick us into proving that we're not loyal to Mad Maggie, and then they pointed out that we fought, and they go, "Look, see, now these guys are trying to, kill some of your minions." Then Mad Maggie kicks us out. But I don't think so. I think they really just hate the Red Caps and want us to kill a specific one. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
See, it sounds to me
Think-
like they're trusted by Maggie, but it sounds to me like they're trying to get us to do their dirty work.
Yeah, which is exactly what I don't mind that. I think I would be afraid that they're trying to catch us in the act, but it sounds like they really just don't like the Red Caps, and they're just trying to get us to do their dirty work. So I'm totally fine with doing their dirty work. So okay, then I guess we can short rest. We're not doing a long rest, so we don't necessarily have to go to the bar yet, which would be a whole nother thing. We can just go find a nice comfy place, sit down, drink some water, rest up. You'll get back your abilities. Make sure you mark your Misty Escape is a short rest, and so is your spell slot. So make sure you mark those, because we'll probably need them going forward. And then we can talk about our plan and what we're gonna do for the combat.
Oh
we,
yeah, because
we have
there's definitely combat.
whether it's a one-sided combat or not, it's still gonna be a fight in some way. And really, it's gonna be just like when that monster demon thing was catching us, and we were gonna try and kill it before it escaped, and we ended up grappling it and stuff. This is more of a kill it quickly before anyone sees. So, we're gonna have to review our abilities and try and find out the most efficient way to do that. But yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Reading about madcaps, and I guess I'll tell you when you're fighting them, but there's it's not really it's just role play stuff. It's not anything interesting to know about them. I'll show you a picture, but it says a group of madcaps will sometimes band together over a shared hatred of something, such as music, creatures with curly hair, the word cool, or the color blue. That's cool, but that's so hard to role play. I'm gonna sit here and take all 30 madcaps and then come up with a personal quirk of what they hate or something.
Well, that's a thing where it's you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
It's
you just
just
make it
if
up
you
on the
wanted to
fly.
write that in, or if you wanted to write that in, where it's this band of madcaps hates peanut butter, and they want you to, you could write some silly story like that, where they want you to completely get rid of the peanut butter, but the shopkeep sells peanut butter. It could be any silly thing like that, any silly story thing, or you just write it into, flavor.
So
But
here's a
I
cool
think
thing about. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good.
Here's a cool thing about red caps. And if I really wanted to put thought into it, then I could have done more with that mushroom circle. It says at first, new red caps look like tiny blood-stained mushrooms just pushing their caps out of the soil. When moonlight shines on one of these caps, a creature that looks like a wizened and undersized gnome with a hunchback and sinewy frame springs from the earth. And that's the red cap. So they actually grow originally from mushrooms. I was like, oh man, wouldn't that be cool if Zoe was picking mushrooms and then one of them was a red cap?
And
Having
it
picked
is.
my mushrooms, it's too late.
Oh yeah, it says if the red cap if the red cap doesn't soak its cap in blood once every 3 days, then it immediately vanishes as if it had never existed.
Huh.
And so
Wait.
its desire to kill is rooted in its will to survive. So it's insane, but it kills because it has to find enough blood to soak its hat so that it's dripping, or it doesn't exist, like a Meeseeks.
A reverse me seeks.
Yeah. If it doesn't do its thing, it just it vanishes. We don't have to kill it. We could just like tie it up and throw it in a basement and say it'll be dead in 3 days.
Oh, this is a madcap.
Oh.
And like the Yerks and Animorph. And it doesn't specifically say. It says they drench their hats in something else instead, but it doesn't say. And if they don't, they die.
What if we just stole its hat? Okay, and it's a mad cap, so it's
Ooh,
different.
there
But
you go.
assuming it's a red cap, what if we just stole its hat? Then it couldn't drench it, and we just like keep it, and it'd be like you said, like a yerk, where it'd be like walking around going, I need blood, but I need to soak my hat, but there's no blood.
You guys can take one, Madcap.
Yeah.
You'll blast it down.
Yeah.
The question is,
Yeah,
can
totally.
you blast it down before you attract attention?
I think so. I think we've got some pretty
Probably.
good single target blasters.
Yeah, just do like in
Do like a
an RPG where you have everyone like stand as far away as possible, and then you pause the game, and then have every character load up its max damage ability. Just blah, 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 blah.
What is Summon Fae? So we have Summon Fae.
Oh yeah. Can't
I
you
can summon a Fey creature.
It's like a generic Fey creature. It has
a generic monstrous Fey creature that will scare the shit out of whatever is there, basically.
You have to have a gilded flower worth 300 gold in order to even cast it.
And now you know there's a reason why I don't. Now you know the reason why I don't know the rest of my spells. They all take like that.
Well, you have enough money, so you'd have to find a place to buy it, but you could afford it. That's cool.
Oh, weird. Vampiric Touch is a concentration spell that you can repeat. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we've got. I think we've got some good blasting, even just an Eldritch Blast and Scree attacking it. I think we could, max level Guiding Bolts.
Yeah, they're CR3, so you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks, everyone. So, cliffhanger, as you guys, when we, next time that we play, you guys can try to pull off your assassination plan on Wazik the Madcap. And, yep. So, goodbye to the stream. It's